Instead, they want to talk about the Epstein hoax. And the sad part is it's people that are really doing the Democrats' work. They're stupid people.
We vote for Mr. Trump! Yes! Mr. Trump! We love you!
What up, my beautiful black people? Welcome to Black People Politics Network. I'm Mr. Red. There's so much going on in the news, and some of the things that we're going to talk about today, you need to know about because they're getting underreported. Some of the things that are happening are because Trump is under fire, this Epstein files thing, and the moves that he's making now is showing that he's guilty. Now, I don't think that's a shock to anybody that Trump is guilty on this Epstein shit, but the moves that he's making is showing that he's going to go to great lengths not be found out. But we have a lot to discuss. We're going to talk about the recent developments in this Epstein thing, what Trump is doing to distract you from the Epstein files. He's passed a number of executive orders that are going to affect you. And this directly ties to something else we're going to talk about, which is the economy. The economy is failing Americans, and I'm going to show you how. And then we're also going to talk about the South Park video that came out. I checked it out yesterday, and let me tell you, oh my God. And we're going to briefly mention something about the death of Hulk Hogan. We have a lot to cover today. This style is going to be a little different, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. The GOP tried really hard to bury the Epstein files, okay? They blocked the Democrats' proposal in order for them to vote on the release, the subpoena of the Epstein files. The Republicans decided, hey, we're going to shut down Congress so that we can shut this thing down. Oh, but they didn't. They didn't fully shut it down. It was just to shut people up. Again, there's a lot of cover-up and a lot of projection. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. This is the guy, MAGA, that you elected the president. And here, I don't want to hear, oh, we didn't know that. We thought he was going to do this. No, you all knew. You all knew that he liked little girls. All of that was public knowledge. So that either means that you really can't read or you just really don't give a fuck, okay? And that's something that we keep in the back of our brains here. While the GOP went out of town, the Democrats, yes, the Democrats, the fucking Democrats woke the fuck up and they decided, hey, we're going to try to get a few of these Republicans and we're going to be able to release or at least subpoena for these Epstein files. So good on the Democrats. I give them a golf clap for that shit. My old folk used to say, guilty people act a certain way. Guilty people move a certain way. My black people, if you ever grew up in the hood and you had to turn on your instincts to know who wasn't good and who was, you know that the way Trump is moving like a guilty man. And so this CNN brought up how Trump is moving like a guilty man. He said one thing at one time and then he lied or backtracked over here. Now, don't let that surprise you because Trump has been lying and backtracking since the first fucking presidency. And you all voted this motherfucker in. I'm gonna continue to let people know that you all voted for a complete idiot, a liar, a grifter, a thief, and a sycophant, and an autocrat, and there's so many other things I could call him, and a shitter, okay? The man shits on himself.
President Trump's name is in the Epstein files multiple times, and he was told that by the Attorney General Pam Bondi in a briefing in May. But they say that Bondi and her deputy, quote, told the president at the meeting that the files contained what officials felt was unverified hearsay about many people, including Trump, who had socialized with Epstein in the past, some of the officials said. One of the officials familiar with the document said they contain hundreds of other names. Now, this is important because this conversation, according to sources to the Journal, took place in May. But last week, in July, Trump was asked if he'd spoken to Bondi about the files. And I want to play the exchange.
The Attorney General briefed you
on the DOJ and FBI's review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on
On
that.
what?
On the DOJ and FBI review.
On what subject?
Epstein, on Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi briefed you on that.
Very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No, she's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama.
He specifically asked, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the files? Trump says, no. All right, well, that would be a lie.
Now, as Trump is backtracking and lying on the things about this Epstein thing, he is fucking around and finding out. He is finding out that people aren't falling for the shit. They aren't falling for the snake oil that this man has to sell. And so, what is Trump doing? Another tactic that Trump uses when he is cornered is that he finds someone else to blame. This is actually also the playbook of the Republicans, okay? The Republicans, if you will, they lie. They obfuscate. They're really good at it.
Just so I'm clear, are you, like me, starting to think that Speaker Mike Johnson might also be on the Epstein list? Because the way this so-called Christian is lying through his teeth about Taco, it just makes me wonder, he can't just be lying for Taco's sake. Like, it feels like this is also self-preservation.
Why they asked this man about Epstein and he came out and said, why y'all not asking about the people around me being on the list?
But they only mention my name. They don't mention any of you guys. They don't mention Tom. They don't mention Steve. They don't mention our great speaker. They mention Trump all the time. I'd like to have them mention you.
Well, Tom, Steve, and Lil Mikey, y'all got some splaining to do. Dookie Booty just implicated y'all to being on this Epstein list.
But Trump is going after Obama because, first of all, he's a racist, just like we said, okay? He doesn't like black people. Oh, he got black friends. Oh, he tolerates black people. The truth of the matter is, he's going after Obama because, first of all, he's fucking racist as fuck. He don't like Obama. And then he's going to go after Obama even when Obama hasn't done anything. Obama haven't been president in freaking 8 years. And this dude still can't get this black man off of his tongue, okay? He's still got Obama taste his stank in his mouth. He can't get it out of there.
Remember this, Obama cheated on the election. And you should mention that every time they give you a question that's not appropriate. Just say, oh, by the way, Obama cheated on the election.
Whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level.
The same laws that Trump used in order to get out of all these cases that would have sent his ass to jail for the rest of his natural life is the same thing that Obama gets to enjoy. Oh yes, Obama gets to get out of this scot-free because of the Supreme Court decision that gives presidents immunity against official acts. And then Obama didn't directly touch this. Obama didn't even put his finger in the Justice Department. It used to be where you didn't want the appearance of impropriety. So what'd you do? You distance yourself from any decisions that the Justice Department makes. You hire a dude to get in there, and then you let him do his fucking job. In this autocratic society that we have, Trump is fucking best friends with the goddamn directors of the FBI and the goddamn National Security Advisor. And this is a dangerous thing that autocrats do. But him going after Obama, it's a tell. It's a tell that this motherfucker's scared. Something else that Trump probably doesn't want any of you all to know is that the economy is doing shittier than people know. Recently, I saw something from Midas Touch that you all might want to see on what is going on with the economy. And we'll talk about it on the other side.
Home builders slashing prices at the highest rate in 3 years. The U.S. hiring slowdown is taking a toll on recruiting firms, with 2 big recruiting firms filing for bankruptcies in recent weeks. Subprime auto delinquencies have now surpassed 2009 levels, reaching a 15-year high, according to Fitch. 58% of students who graduated within the last year are still looking for their first job, according to a recent report from Kick Resume. Now, I've showed you the recent YouGov polling data that Donald Trump's disapproval is 70% amongst young people.
In addition to these indicators that the economy is a bunch of shit right now, then you have people who have noticed that the prices have gone up at the Walmarts and all this stuff because of tariffs. I thought all these tariffs were on pause, okay? These tariffs are on pause, but these people are still raising the goddamn prices.
The Department of Agriculture says the cost of beef is hitting record highs across the country.
So grocery prices are continuing to go up. Costco and Walmart are raising some of their prices. People are showing it.
Shut your mouth.
I thought it was half of that.
That was what we got last time. Was it 180 last time?
No, it was 150 last time. That was almost $100 more expensive.
Everything in here is going up by 25%. I swear, since 2 weeks ago.
What is going on? I will say I don't understand why the prices were raised 20 to 25%. Everything that we bought just 2 weeks ago their prices have raised incredibly. It's kind of sad. What the
And that ought to show you how MAGA, y'all president, don't know what the fuck he doing, because it's causing all of us to pay more for shit and the wages are staying the same. Everything is fucking stagnant and we basically got to pay more and wages ain't moved. But your president, MAGA, he just gave a tax break to people who won't be able to spend the money in a lifetime. And the people who want to enslave you and I. Oh, there's a deeper agenda, okay? I want you to hear this young lady talk about how hard it is right now to find a damn job.
If you have gotten a job in this job market, can you please tell me what you did in the comments? Because I'm going insane. I just went through 2 months, 6 rounds of interviews with a company, made it to the very end. I was so sure I was gonna get it, and I just got rejected. I have an engineering degree. I was working at a really good company before this, and now I'm hitting 9 months of unemployment, and I'm going insane.
So yesterday, after announcing that Congress was going to recess for the rest of the summer and return in September, it turns out they walked right back inside to try to pass some more sneaky stuff. H.R. 1319 seeks to reclassify what it means to be an employee. So now, instead of you being an employee, you would be an independent contractor. And what do employees get that independent contractors don't? Say it with me. Benefits. That's right. PTO, holidays, sick leave, FMLA, lunch breaks, all of those things that the left and, I need to say this clearly, unions have provided over the years, they are seeking to take away.
A lot of stuff has been codified in the law in the past based on workers. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to slip that okie doke. Oh yeah, they are trying to say that make as many people temporary workers or gig workers or independent contractors. And that way, workers that the corporations get to slip out of some of the union things that they have to do for workers. They'll be able to slip out of giving you certain overtime or having to guarantee you a certain amount of time off. These are all things that Republicans and Trump administration is pushing. If you ever thought that he cared about you, it's a fucking lie. It couldn't be further from the truth. Them stripping your workers' rights is going to take away so much power from the people that we are going to be forced into whatever the fuck they want us to do. And that's why people can't find jobs right now, because all of this shit has been planned. Now imagine with all the economic uncertainty going on, imagine with all the shit that is going on right now, that trying to strip workers' rights, the prices are going up, trying to reclassify workers, okay? Trump lying about what's going on with the economy and pushing these stupid fucking tariffs, okay? Imagine all of this. And then you lose your job. Most people don't even have $400 for an emergency. Most people, despite all the shit you might see on social media about how people are balling, most people are living check to check. Even millionaires, some millionaires are living check to check. I need y'all to understand this for a second, because Trump now wants to criminalize homelessness.
Donald J. Trump just signed an executive order that makes it easier for cities to forcefully remove homeless people from the streets. Not with housing, not with dignity, but with handcuffs, forced treatment, and punishment. And the MAGA folks are clapping like he's done solved world hunger. No, MAGA, he just made being poor and sick a federal crime.
If you've watched this channel, you know that I was military, and there are my brethrens in arms that a lot of them are on the streets, upwards of 45, 55,000 veterans amongst the almost 300,000 homeless people in America. Some affected with, mental illness, and basically they're sick, they're injured, right? Which is why the disability for veterans is so important. Think about it. You have the right to exist. You have the right to live out on this earth. But if you don't have a place to live, you are a criminal. And then maybe they'll put you in one of the jails. Maybe they'll put you out to work in these fields where they need to pick crops. Again, these Republicans are fucking evil. They don't want to solve the problem. They blame people for the problem, and they use that in order to win elections. There are a bunch of selfish motherfuckers in this country, and I can't wait till y'all get y'all just due. Now, something else that happened, which was funny as hell. If you have not checked out the South Park video with Donald Trump in it, you're missing out on some of the greatest stuff. It's hilarious, okay?
Come on, you don't want me to bomb you like I did Iraq.
We laughed our asses off, okay? Trump laying down with the devil, Trump having a tiny tallywhacker, and then, hey, why'd you draw my tallywhacker small? Well, that's the picture you gave me, sir. Go ahead, after this, not before, but after this, go look it up. You all heard about Colbert, how Trump and Skydance and his fucking merger, he's starting to go after the Jimmy Kimmels and the Colberts and the Jon Stewarts. He's going after those people. There's no such thing as freedom of speech. And as much as Republicans like to complain about snowflakes, a lot of them are snowflakes. You ever notice that shit? A lot of them can't take it when you talk about them. And then so after South Park put out this beautiful video satiring Trump and the devil with his little tallywhacker and an AI generated picture of Trump going through the desert, stripping his clothes off, again revealing his small tallywhacker and his out of shape, blubbery, fucking shitty body. They decided to go ahead in the news and retract what the fuck they said. I'm sorry. Why be sorry? They'd already promised you $1 billion in contract, and I'm sure nowhere in it that they told y'all that y'all couldn't talk about Trump. But here's the thing, Trump has people scared. This is something wrong. Trump should not be able to affect what the fuck goes on TV without legislation. Trump should not be able to affect cable television because we pay for that shit. Trump is so thin-skinned and worried about his image. But how could someone care about the things that he's caring about, whether what South Park says or Kimmel or Colbert? He cares about that shit. But he don't care about how people are getting stripped, children are getting stripped from their families. He don't care about his own constituents who are hungry and can't eat. He doesn't care about y'all fucking health care. He just strips that shit away to give tax breaks to the millionaires. But he cares about being labeled a child toucher. Make that shit make sense. Y'all voted for that shit. Now, for the last story of today's broadcast, Hulk Hogan. Let me show you how black people feel about Hulk Hogan.
A win is a win. A win is a win. I don't care what y'all say. A win is a win.
But some of us, like my age, we grew up with Hulk Hogan. We grew up with the Junkyard Dogs, the Road Warriors, Andre the Giant. Did I say Junkyard Dog? Okay, cool. You know, we grew up, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, we grew up in an era, right? Us Gen Xers, we grew up in an era watching Hulk Hogan lift Sylvester Stallone over his head like he was a goddamn ragdoll in Rocky 4, right when they had the wrestling match. Was it Rocky 4 or Rocky 3? Fuck, I can't even remember anymore. Hulk Hogan has passed away. Now, of recent, Hulk Hogan has been a supporter of the orange turd, okay? And he has made some very incendiary comments. Also, Hulk Hogan has probably used the N-word more than I have in the past 20 plus years.
To the people online that are saying that we shouldn't be celebrating Hulk Hogan dying, I need you to do 3 things for me really quick. Number 1, gargle my balls. Number 2, look at my skin color really quick. And then 3, read this for me, okay? And tell me why I would give a damn about Hulk Hogan dying, all right? This man said, I'd rather if she was going to F-word some N-word, I'd rather her marry an 8-foot tall N-word worth $100 million like a basketball player. I guess we're all a little racist, effing N-word. Now that we have that context, I ask you again, why would I, as a black person, give a damn about Hulk Hogan dying?
What they say, never meet your heroes. Now, I'm not saying Hulk Hogan was my hero. He kind of lost me somewhere in the 90s when he went with NWO and had this fucking blonde hair and then went to fucking black hair and some shit and fucking, it just looked terrible. He looked terrible. I just wasn't the same. We could sit here and say we don't want to be disrespectful of those who are not with us.
Yeah, well, that's bullshit. I don't buy a fucking word of it.
This administration has thrown all rules out. Why should any of us black people pretend that we still have any type of allegiance to Hulk Hogan? The Hulk Hogan that we grew up with and we knew, that guy left a long time ago, and most of us don't give a fuck. That's the news that I have from recent. If you like this format where I do a dump of everything that's on my mind and everything I'm seeing, let me know down in the comments. Say, Mr. Red, keep that shit going. I want to hear from your thoughts down in the comments below. Again, we're still demonetized right now. Thank you to everyone who continuously contributes to our Cash App while we wait to get remonetized here in a couple months. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay revolutionary.